And just like that, we are actually live on both Facebook and on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Lloyd. I think many of you may know I am the founder of ColumbusBlack.com. We've been around since 2005, so literally 18 years. And I'm excited to be here today because we do what we do, right? We definitely highlight those that are doing amazing things right here in our community. So welcome to this episode of Columbus Black on Blast, where we highlight movers, shakers, and creators right here in Central Ohio doing some great things. And I have some special guests on today that I'm going to tell you what. Y'all know we do this Support Black Business Series piece, and we talk about, supporting our businesses and making money and all that good stuff. We talk about the finances and wealth generation. Well, I'm going to tell you what. You do not want to miss this conversation today. It's going to be inspiring. It's going to be motivational. And I'm sure that it's going to pay some dividends to many of you as well if you pay close attention. So with that being said, today I have the honor of having Gayle Warren with us on the line. So Gayle, I want to thank you for joining us on Columbus Black on Blast. How are you today?
I am amazing. Super glad to be here.
Outstanding. All right. And then we also have a guest by the name of Elizabeth Gardner. We're going to learn more about her soon. But Elizabeth, thank you for joining us on the show today to drop some, as I call them, gems. All right.
Blessed to be here. Thank you for having me.
Outstanding. So listen, this is what we're going to do, y'all. Before we get kicked off, I have to, got to do my whole sponsor piece and my whole spill. But before we even get into that, there's something that I do during these shows. And I start doing these actions. You just saw it a minute ago. Those are called gem drops. So when knowledge is being shared, we call those gems, and those are being dropped. Y'all want to make sure that y'all stay close to it, because when y'all see me do that, that means knowledge is out there. You want to grab those up, okay? And if you have to, hit the rewind button, right? Not right now because we're live, but later on, hit the rewind button so you can hear it again. And then the last part about that is I want y'all to make sure y'all don't keep the knowledge to yourself, but share it with a friend, all right? So listen if you have to and hear it again, but make sure you tap that share button and share it with a friend. So with that, I want to talk about Venture Suite. That's one of our sponsors. Y'all see it in my background. Venture Suite is at 780 Mount Vernon Avenue. This is a co-working and event space right in the King Lincoln, Bronzeville area of Columbus. It's a great space, not far off the highway, right off the bus line, right across the street from the Columbus Urban League. And you can come, you can actually rent out this space. If you want to co-work from here, you want to have meetings, whatever you need to do, or if you want to have a special event, it's a beautiful space. Go to venturesuite.co and check it out today. The other one is Mile. Mile stands for Make Your Life Entertaining. Mile is this dynamic social activity and entertainment marketplace where you can find things to do, places to go, food to eat. And if you host events, you can post, promote, and sell tickets to your events all in one place. That's right, y'all. And I just happen to be a co-founder, so I'm excited about that one too. But that's designed to make your life entertaining. And as we say, just mile it. With that, we're going to jump on in. Go to ColumbusBlack.com. Make sure you sign up so you never miss an event like this again. It's on you. Just go sign up to our free mailing list, and you'll get invitations to amazing information just like the one that you're about to hear today. So with that being said, Gayle, we go back many years, a couple of decades or something like that.
Yeah.
We first met and got to know each other, and you've done a lot of great things. Today, we have you on here because you're the regional manager right here in Central Ohio for LegalShield. And we've talked over the years about, hey, how do we get you on the show, And guess what? We bumped into each other recently and said, it's time to get on the show. So here we are. You're a mover. You're a shaker. You've been doing great things. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you have going on, bring us up to speed, and then I'm sure we'll get to your special guest in a moment as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for having me. Super excited about what you've been doing with your businesses. You are known in this city, in this region. Well, my company is G. Warren Wealth Enterprise, doing business as LegalShield Independent Associate. I've been involved with the company for this is my 20th year, providing legal services and access to identity theft protection services through that platform. Like I said, for about 20 years now, we help individuals, businesses, and corporations. And recently, I was appointed as the regional manager for Central Ohio, where I help the market to grow, whatever that means. And I saw your avenue as a great place to promote our events. So our events are on Mile. Just smile it and you'll see them. You can get access. You'll see the flyers of our lovely Miss Elizabeth Gardner on there. And just click on for guests, they're free. So you can come on out and be our guest and hear an amazing woman tell her story about how she has hit some pinnacle areas with us. So I'm not going to talk too long because I want you to hear from her.
That's what you want. You want everybody to get those gem drops today. So
That's correct. That's
we're,
correct. I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I will announce that on Friday we're having a meet and greet.
Okay.
You'll get to hear a few things from her. On Friday, we're going to be at the Cohatch in Upper Arlington, which is on Lane Avenue. It's going to start at 7 o'clock till 9 p.m. Members and guests are free. Our associates cover the cost of that event, which is $10, just to cover the venue. And we'll have some wine and cheese. And come on out, bring your cards, meet some people, meet this lovely lady, and I'd love to see you out. Then on Saturday, that's the big event. We're going to be at the Hilton Easton, where we're going to begin right 11:30 is registration again. Guests and members are free, and our associates are covering the cost of that venue as well. So without any further ado, I want to let you know that this woman and her husband truly mentored me in the early parts of my career with LegalShield as an independent associate, and just taught me so much about identity theft, what it was before anybody knew what it was. It was just, and then the legal services attached, it just really made it crystal clear for me the value and the importance of us providing these services in our markets across the country, US and Canada. So without any further ado, Miss Elizabeth Gardner.
Outstanding, outstanding.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Gayle. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I love this platform, love what it is that you guys are doing. I mean, this sounds absolutely amazing. Of course, I've known Gayle for a number of years, had the pleasure of working with her, and excited about the events we have coming up this weekend that really can empower a lot of people. And so I'm just excited to be here.
Well, I was on mute, but I was trying to get off to say we're super excited to have you here as well. And just before you start, I mean, it sounds like y'all have had a great relationship for a number of years. I wanted to say kudos, Gayle. You said 20 years, right? From, being engaged with LegalShield as a consultant on the independent side, and now growing into this regional manager role, and then bringing it to this platform to be able to share the knowledge that's out there. And as Elizabeth said, to really empower folks. So I'm looking forward to her sharing more about her experiences, so we can hear it from you specifically. So Elizabeth, I think it's all yours. We're here to listen, to learn, to drop those gems. And clearly I'm going to be asking some questions along the way.
Well, that would be fantastic. Yeah. So I have been here just a tad longer than Gayle, coming up on my 25th year that I've been an independent consultant with LegalShield, and just absolute blessing. Before I got involved, I was a small business owner, and just looked at the products this company had to offer and what they were doing for people, and it really changed the game for me. And so, to recognize that we can actually step in that gap for people, and help them make better decisions for their life. Our entire philosophy is if you have all the information, you can make a better decision. And we're the conduit that gives you access to better quality decisions, and empowerment. I use that word a lot. I work with a ton of women. We use that word a lot because that's who we are as women. It's just some statistics that I like statistics. When you look at women make 70 to 80% of all the decisions in the household. And so when you look at that, yeah, that's sort of, facts. That's a little bit of facts. And women are out there supporting their families. And so when you look at a household that have children under the age of 18, 40% of those women is either the sole or primary source of income for that family. So they're making the decisions, and we want to help them make better decisions. And so we have this network of law firms all across the United States and Canada that can help them just know the right decisions to make for pennies. I mean, really, it's like $1 a day. And so when you look at that, that's a game changer for people, because they aren't making decisions based on their pocketbook. They're making decisions on what's best for my family, and how can I empower my family, and how can I get someone to help me make decisions. And when I'm not being treated fairly, actually can stand up for me. So I don't have to do that for myself. And, it's like Gayle and we're perfectly capable. Kevin, you're perfectly capable of standing up for yourself, but who wants to take the time? I've lived on this earth a long time, but not long enough to know everything.
Right. True that. True
So,
that. True that.
I just love it, the fact that I can pick up the phone and get the answer that I know is the right answer, and get that from an attorney who, in any situation, whether it was a couple of months ago, an issue with my water bill. My water bill was $1,400. I don't know if you know that. That's a little shocking, right? And so I just called the law firm and said, hey, how's the best way to handle this? Can I pick up the phone and call the water department and have a conversation? Of course I can. But they said, hey, just ask these couple of questions. I did that, and 24 hours later, my $1,400 water bill was now $138.
There you
Just
go.
just like that, because I had all the information to ask the right questions.
Right.
$1,200 never left my bank account. And so when you look at how we help people, how Gayle and I are able to help people, empower people on a daily basis, that's what we get to do. So whether that's an individual, a small business owner, a corporation, a company's employees, we just make life run a little smoother. And so that's kind of what we do. My story is, I joined this company a number of years ago to really help empower people. And what this company's done for me is truly just allow me to live a life, even as a small business owner, I don't know that I would have ever gotten to. And so it's been pretty amazing journey, and have hit some interesting milestones along the way. So, but I'm excited to be here with y'all tonight. I'm excited to be in Columbus, one of my favorite cities. Love Columbus, absolutely love it. You've got lots of phenomenal places. You've got lots of great restaurants. I'm sure you know
lots
that.
of good food.
I'm sure you already know that.
Yes.
And so just excited about being there this weekend to be able to share with people how it is that we help people, and empower people, whether it's, just personally through our membership, or even people on their entrepreneurial journey, because I'm truly passionate about helping people really take control of their lives and control their finances and control their time. That's a big one for me too.
Okay. Well, listen, first of all, I want to thank you. We talked about it earlier, but congratulations on your 25th year, right? As well. So super shout out to you on that one. But you also gave us a little example of like how you used these services, for something that might be simple to some, but extremely difficult to others. And you made it sound so simple and so easy, right? So everyday people is what I picked up from what you just mentioned with an everyday service. So tell us a little bit more about, actually what I want to do is I want to back up a little bit. Okay. 25 years ago, you got engaged with LegalShield. Gayle, 20 years ago, you got engaged. So let's go back, because I think that the big part is we miss sometimes is we think about today, but how did you even get involved? What was your trigger to say, oh, this seems kind of interesting to me. I might want to look into this, and I might want to even do this. Like, what was the light bulb moment for both of you?
Okay, well, I'll go first. Yeah. I was working as a banker, and I had access as an employee benefit to another legal service that was offered through a very large bank. You probably heard of them. I won't mention. And I was paying just a few dollars for that monthly for my family, and had some traffic tickets. And so I already knew the value of having access to an attorney. And then I moved to a different bank, and they didn't offer it. And I couldn't take it with me.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, but I still have this situation. So how do I solve it? And when you seek, you will find. And I was looking for something that could be my own benefit. And that's how I found this company. At the time, it was called Prepaid Legal back then. And a gentleman had a table and he explained it. And I was like, what? And it was $17 for my family. And I was like, what? It was a little bit more than what I was paying to the bank, but it was mine. And it moved with me. And so I utilized it first for traffic situations with someone that had a red car and a lead foot and thought he was a teenager. But anywho, let's put it like that. And so we used it several times for tickets. And then I had some other situations occur in my life where I had been my taxes didn't get filed. It didn't go where it was supposed to go at the time, and they did it for me, and it created an over $6,000 tax bill for me. And I was able to utilize our tax attorneys to review everything for me. I don't know what they said, I don't know what they did, but those people, they say it's theirs, you know, the IRS, theirs. They sent me back thousands of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm for life.
So hold on. So hold on. Yeah. After that, absolutely.
You know, what can you do? And I just paid my membership for myself.
Right.
And I was able to get access.
Outstanding.
And then I was able to find out that I could build a business part-time, spare time, which I did up until 2019. I went full-time in 2019.
Okay. So thank you for sharing the personal gems. We're going to come back to that business side in a minute, but I want to go ahead and hear from Elizabeth in regards to on the personal side. What was your trigger point in light bulb?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mentioned earlier that I was a small business owner, and Gayle mentioned my husband earlier, who sadly passed away in 2020. Yeah, but at the time, he was a practicing attorney. My background is in marketing. We had just opened the doors to our 6th law office.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and somebody sent us the information on this company, and we were like, oh my gosh, this answers so many questions for people. And it's so helpful for people that, you know, I know why, you know, having 6 law offices, I know why they walk through the front door, and it's a number of reasons. But a lot of times it's because they didn't have someone to talk to before it got to the point where it was as big a problem as it was then. Right? It's, you know, and so, and that's what a lot of the calls were about. And so we saw this unbelievable need that was out there that most people, you know, just maybe would think about, oh my gosh, I need help, but how much is it going to cost to get the help? And this kind of took cost off the table. Yes, there's, you know, there's a small monthly fee to have the service, but nothing compared to $200, $250, $300 an hour. You're talking about that for a year worth of coverage, not an hour worth of coverage, right? And I'll tell you what got me ultimately was the residual income. Because we are a membership base and people who use the product keep the product. You know, in my business, people would walk through the door. We provided a phenomenal service, but when they left, they were never going to pay us again unless they needed us again, right? But with a membership-based product, you know, it was one of those where it was like, you know, if I do a service for these people, they get value out of it because it was month to month. You know, it's like we have over 5 million members. If we don't do a good job, those people can cancel tomorrow. There is no contract. So we have to do a good job, right? Or we wouldn't have any members. And so I knew that they would keep the business. And so, you know, yes, I've been here 25 years, but the amazing part of why I made the decision 25 years ago was to have the ability to really build an income, not just earn an income. And so now 25 years later, I'm getting paid on a lot of the things I did 25, 20, 15, 10 years ago today. Okay. And that was something I would never have the opportunity to do. If I had stayed in my traditional small business ownership. You know, it's so that's what got me ultimately, Kevin.
Okay. Look, y'all, she's over there dropping all kind of gems. I thought I literally saw Gayle in the back going like this a second ago. All right. All those gems being dropped over there. That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so thank you for breaking that down. That was both the personal and how you got into the business. So Gayle, on your end, right? Talk about what led to the business side, right? After seeing some of those benefits.
Well, I always knew, even as a young, I started my first business when I was 9 years old. I had a lemonade stand in front of my house, and my little brother worked for me when I wanted to go play.
Look
So
at you.
I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur, but those around me didn't. And
Mm,
so the fellowship of people like Mrs. Gardner,
yeah.
um, meeting these individuals who are doing what I wanted to do, I saw it immediately. Our founder, Harlan Stonecipher, I went to my first convention when he was living in, years ago, and heard him speak about this crusade to help people make a difference while we made a living. And it
Mm,
just resonated with me. I
okay.
knew that if this was something I could do part time, spare time, eventually I could do it full time. And
Yeah.
that was my ultimate goal when I started. I wanted to be full time and, raise my children. And I'm a grandmother now and everything. And I'm so thankful that I stuck and I stayed. And
Yeah.
I received residual income myself as well. And so that's
Outstanding.
that's what keeps me here. And the
Okay.
bonuses and the trips and
Yeah. All that good stuff too.
but the
Huh?
fellowship of being in the room with like-minded people, it's priceless.
That is priceless. It's so important. It's so important. So first of all, I want to thank you ladies for sharing your personal journeys and stories with us, because I know that resonates with a lot of different folks. So speaking of other people, right? If you think about one example that each of you could share of someone who really, really benefited from being a part of the Legal Shield family, right? So if you think back through your 20 years or 25 years, and there's that one that really stuck out to you all, where somebody, if they were here, they'd be happy to give a testimonial. What would you share about that experience for that particular individual and the value for them?
Hmm.
Mm, no
There's
pressure.
so many, honestly. I'm trying to narrow it down. I'll just go with most recent.
Yeah.
There's a couple I love to salsa dance,
Okay.
and I met a young lady years ago, and I would share about what I did, when we
Mhm.
get off the dance floor for a couple minutes, whatever,
Yeah.
and got involved with the company or anything. And we ran into each other after COVID. And
Mm.
I was at one of my offices training someone with the services, and she said, "Oh, Gail, you still doing that thing, that legal thing?" That's what they call it. And I said, "Well, yeah." And she says, "Is it about 20 years now?" I said, "Yeah." She said,
Mm.
"Oh my gosh." So she sat down, and as I was sharing the information with the new associate, this kind of training, I said, "Well, you're gonna watch and see the information." She was like, "Oh my God. Oh, it does all that. You got to talk to my husband." And so
Mm.
we ended up sitting down and talked with her husband with the presentation, whatnot. And now they have just been promoted to the level of senior manager this past month. And
Nice.
so it's been like a little over a year. But that was somebody that was way in my past and
Mm.
was able to see the value of the services, getting their will done, their
Yeah.
living will help power of attorney that's included with the membership. And that's what caught their attention. They had thought
Okay.
about going to Lowe's or somewhere and getting a
Yeah.
little pack, to fill out the weird questionnaire and all this. And they're like, that's ridiculous. We shouldn't do
Wow.
that. And so the education that she received in that short period of time has now created another stream of income. And
Mm.
eventually her husband will be able to retire sooner than
Okay.
later. So
That's
that was probably the one that's most impactful to me of recent, but there's many, many, many
That's
other ones.
awesome. Great story to share. I appreciate you sharing that. And it
Mhm.
made me think to one of the cool things that I learned from you a few years back, I think probably about 2, 3 years back. So as a business owner, right,
Mhm.
that is looking to set up their LLC, right, or whatever structure they're looking to set up, in a way that you all package the whole thing for them, right? This is like packaged with a bow on it. Tell us, share that, because we get a lot of business owners that jump on this line and want to hear what's going on. So can you share what that whole experience is like for business owners and why they should go through you?
Okay, absolutely. So what I found, and I'm very passionate about the small business owner because I am one,
Yep.
and we both are. And generally, they have a great idea, a great product or service, and no knowledge
Mm.
about how to set up
Uh-oh.
the company correctly. Okay. During COVID, all that PPP money and all that money that people didn't get access to because they were not properly set up. A few
Mm.
years back, we were encouraged as Legal Shield Independent Associates to set up our own LLC. So I did just that.
Yeah.
with my own product. It's
Yeah.
called Launch by LegalShield. And what we do is we actually, for a nominal fee, $149, we're actually able to help you get your EIN, your company registered with the state of your choice. We're able to give you legal advice for 90 days so that you can get your question answered with the right structure of your business. Do you need an LLC? Maybe you don't. Maybe you need an S corp. We don't know. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but we have lawyers that work in that space and give you the proper advice. And then you just pay the filing fee when the paperwork is done. So I was able to get my whole little package put together, my Arlington Corporation, everything done, so that I was in the right type of business. And that has allowed me to get 3 different business grants from the city and the state because I had my stuff together. And that's what we want people to do. We want them to do it the right way. Yes, I want you to make the cupcakes. Yes, I want you to cut that grass. Whatever it is you desire to do, but you stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Let us do what you can't do at a fraction of the cost.
Wow.
Some of the other companies out there that are offering these types of services are charging upwards of $600-800 for the very same thing that we do for
wow.
our clients.
That is powerful. You see, I was going crazy over here, right? So that's outstanding. Gems being dropped left and right, y'all. That's powerful knowledge and information. All of you that are out there telling me, I want to start a business, I want to start a business, I want to start a business, or you already have a business, you want to start another business. They got the whole thing broken down for you as a blueprint. They make it so easy, right? And I'm not selling for her. I just love it as a business owner. When I learned about it, I'm like, I should have started that 3 times ago or 3 businesses ago, right? Like that easy? Wow. So
it really is.
That is awesome. You got me excited. All right. So thank you for sharing that and dropping those gems. Elizabeth, we're going to come back to you. Is there a special scenario that you want to share with us as well, or experience with over your years? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gayle and I have these, and that's why it's so hard to come up with one, because Gayle and I have these experiences on the business side, like she talked about, but also on the membership side. One of our members here in South Carolina, and because that's where I am, is in South Carolina.
What part of South Carolina, by the way? What's the closest city to you? Big city, I would know.
Well, Florence. I live halfway between Myrtle Beach and Columbia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I know the area well. We'll catch up later on that.
Yeah, we'll catch up later on that.
Oh, yeah.
But was a family. Both parents worked. One worked day shift, one worked night shift. They had a child who had just some significant medical needs. And they moved the parent that was working night shift. They moved them to day shift, and to keep their job, they now needed a night nurse to stay with their child to keep them alive. And
wow.
Got the nurse for a little while, and then the insurance company took the nurse away. And these parents were like, we have to work, and the insurance won't, approve it. And our law firm stepped in and just took that over as just part of their membership, and actually was able to make the insurance company keep that nurse in that home at night so that both parents could work and the child would be taken care of from a health perspective. And so those kind of stories stick with you, right? Those kind of stories stick with you. One that's, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's so heavy.
Well, it is, because it's like, unless sadly, there are cases when if you don't have the money, if you don't have the influence, then you don't necessarily get the service that you're paying for, right? And that's not fair, but sometimes that's reality. Definitely. And so, when you have a law firm on your cell phone at the touch of a button, as our members do, that's a completely different environment. Those parents were like, they were spending every extra dime they had to try to keep their child with the proper health care. They didn't have extra dollars to hire someone to go fight for them, right? But they had access to a product like ours, and that's a game changer. Because did they buy it with that in mind? Not normally. What Gail and I have found is people don't necessarily use it for what they thought they were buying it for.
Mhm.
Gail was talking a minute ago about the business plan. I sold this young man a business plan. He does own a landscaping company and hired this new guy. First day on the job, goes out and somehow gets a needle stuck in his hand.
Ooh.
That was already suspect. How did you get a needle stuck in your hand cutting grass?
Mm.
And he called me and he was like, "What do I do?" And I was like, "I have no idea. I'm not an attorney." Like Gail said, call the
Right.
law firm. And the law firm just walked him through that.
Yeah.
And without that service, I just think about what would have happened to him,
Mm.
because the new employee that was his first day on the job was at the doctor's office saying, "You need to send me $9,000. They're going to charge me this, they're going to charge me that." And he's
Mhm.
going, he's like, "I don't have an extra $9,000 laying around. What do I do?" And I said, "I don't know, but I do know who knows." Right?
Mm.
Like we said, if you have all the
Mm.
information, you make better decisions.
Mm.
And so
Wow.
those are powerful
Mm.
choices. The other one is one that's very close to my heart, and it has to do with um, someone that was building our business, and it was someone I was very close to. Built this business for about 10 years,
Mhm.
and at the age of 50 was diagnosed with ALS.
Wow.
Yeah, two kids in high school, wife who worked part-time, but of course he had always been the major breadwinner in the
Yeah.
family. And he lived 2 years after his diagnosis. Many people live years and years after that, but he didn't.
Mm.
And because of the residual nature of the income, when he passed away, his family kept getting his income. So his
Okay.
wife, his children, they didn't have to move out of their home. Their
Mm.
children didn't have to change their plans for college. His income kept coming in.
Yeah.
And that's the significant part, where
Okay.
it's like, yes, do we love, like Gail said, do we love the trips? Of course we love the trips. Do we love the bonuses? Of course we love the bonuses. But when it comes down to real life, me personally, 2020, my husband passing away,
Mhm.
my income didn't skip a beat. And when you lose a major breadwinner in the family, how many families do skip a beat?
Right.
A big beat,
Yep.
right? That didn't happen to me, and my income's continued to grow. Just the nature of the business, and so that has been just those are the stories that stick with you.
Okay. Okay, well, they're sticking with me, so I hope they're sticking with those that are watching. And so what we want to do now, right? Those are very powerful, inspiring messages as I shared. I figured would happen. And I appreciate you all actually opening up and being transparent and walking through some of those things on a personal note, on a business note, and then some of the other people you've dealt with in their real life experiences where you all have seen the benefit from LegalShield. So thank you all for sharing that information. What I want to do is lead in now as we get ready to wrap up into this weekend, right? So can you all share what people can expect for this weekend? How can they get their tickets? How can they get there? I know the event is free, so there's no excuses. You need to come out, get this knowledge and engagement, but I'm going to turn it back over to you all to share what can people expect and when and where should they be?
All right, excellent. So Friday, we kick off. 7 p.m. Actually, doors open at 6:30 for registration. They just need to let everyone know they're my guest, and they come in. And basically, we're going to have some social hour that first hour or so, and then at around 8 o'clock, Mrs. Gardner will share a little bit, and we'll try to pick her millionaire brain. We didn't talk about that at all. So one of the things that's super super duper exciting about Mrs. Gardner in this last year, she mentioned that her income grew,
Mm-hmm.
even though we don't have Mr. Gardner, who is an amazing man, amazing man. She is the first
Mm-hmm.
woman in our company to earn $1 million in one 12-month period of time.
Let's give it up. Did you say, hold up, did you say the first?
The first.
So we have a
First
pioneer
female.
on the line right now.
Yes.
Breaking through. She's a trailblazer. Breaking through all
Right.
levels,
She's being
all
modest
ceilings,
over there.
breaking them down.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what's up.
Yes.
Congratulations. That is absolutely amazing. So in the last 12 months, right? First to be able to accomplish this and set the pace for everybody else. I know you won't be the last, but thank you for being the first.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And so being able to, when you get into the smaller rooms, that's where the power is. And so coming on Friday, you'll get an opportunity because on Saturday, you probably won't get the same, you will not get the same opportunity. I'm just gonna say that.
Gotcha.
You're not gonna get the same opportunity.
Yeah.
So coming on Friday to the social, you can meet some other business owners. You can learn about how we roll. Some people give their personal testimony, kind of things like that. But basically, we just want to introduce you to this wonderful lady, and then we'll talk a bit about what's going to happen on Saturday. So that Friday, 7 to 9, it is at the Cohatch in Upper Arlington, 1782 West Lane Avenue. Very easy to find. Parking is free. So I mean, it's just free. And you should have just got gas from Sheetz for $1.77 yesterday.
That's right. No excuses at all.
You should be full.
Oh, wow.
Your tank should be full.
All day yesterday.
Yesterday. So that will happen from 7 to 9. And then on Saturday morning, our doors will open for registration at 11:30. We'll kick off right at noon. And we will actually do an overview of our products and services. Mrs. Gardner will be our guest speaker. And then those guests, they're more than welcome. We're going to have a training that's for associates, but we often have a lot of guests that stay for that training. Being able to hear from someone who maybe is doing what you'd like to do, or just learning something new. I know that she does a momentum call on Mondays, and I am on that call every Monday. Holiday, it don't matter. It's 10 o'clock on Mondays. And the things that I have learned, the success strategies that she has experienced 25 years being in the same industry. Nowadays, people are not in the same industry 2 years later, like 3, but 25 years and being successful. That's who you want to hear from. Whether you want to join our team, you need a product, of course, but whether you want to join our team or not, hearing her testimony and what she has been able to do, leading our Ladies of Justice division, which is huge. That's going to be so powerful. That location for that is the Hilton Easton. You just, again, come in. If you come on Friday, you'll get a VIP pass for Saturday that you can give to the registration desk. If for some reason you don't come on Friday and you come on Saturday, just give them my name and they will let you in.
Outstanding Friday and Saturday lineup. Okay, that's what it sounds like. Elizabeth, anything to add to that? Any tidbits you want to share to wrap that part up?
Yeah, well, I look forward to meeting many people on Friday night at our social. But I will tell you, Saturday is going to be special because one of the things I learned as co-author of Chicken Soup for the Entrepreneur's Soul, got to interview a lot of entrepreneurs. And one of the things you realize is the rules of success are the rules of success. And that has been really powerful in my life, just learning that there's a methodology, right? And so yes, we're going to be sharing a lot about our company and all, but one of the things I'm going to be doing Saturday is training on the rules of success. So anybody that wants to grow our business, their business, their life in general, there'll be just a lot of hopefully great nuggets that they can take home from Saturday to really, as you said, take something that you learned, apply it, and change the game for yourself. So hopefully I can be a piece of that for a lot of people on Saturday.
The rules of success are the rules of success. Oh, goodness gracious. You had us both over here dropping gems at the same time. Just like that, gem drop. That is powerful. And I know that people have to be excited and can't wait, not just for Saturday, but for Friday as well, to have the opportunity to engage with Ms. Gardner. She's going to be here in Columbus, Ohio, y'all, this weekend at the Success Summit 2023. It is going down right here, hosted by none other than Gayle Warren. That's what's up, right? That's what we're talking about. So listen, why don't we do this? One of the things that we do on every show before we wrap up, if you all can give up to 60 seconds, it could be as short as you want, but up to 60 seconds, your final tidbits or words of wisdom that you want to drop for people, because we have the show and then people say, I was on the show. I can't believe I missed that. It was the one thing I said I wanted to say and I missed it. Well, you still have a chance. It's not too late. So before we wrap up, is there anything that you want to leave for the audience? This is your opportunity. Yeah, we're going to start with you. Anything else you got for the watchers and the viewers when they see this?
I just want to say that success leaves clues. And when you surround yourself with people who are showing the success that you want to have, glean from them, get close to them as you can. And don't be afraid of that. A lot of us are afraid of success. I'm not.
Okay,
but I wasn't always that way. But I wasn't always that way. The other thing I want to do is leave my number so that people can reach out to me if they miss all of it, want to know what's going on, or they, 770-580-5812 is my number. I'm Gayle Warren on Facebook. So you should be seeing flyers and different things about what we're doing here in Central Ohio. We are growing this market. This event is going to be epic. So don't miss it. Again, my number is 770-580-5812. Looking forward to meeting you.
There you go. Just like that. And she wrapped it up and put a little bow on it for y'all with the number twice too. All right, there we go. All right, Ms. Gardner, it's on you. You're going to wrap us up tonight.
All right. Well, here's what I'll say is, in life, we are creating a legacy. Those of us who are more intentional about our legacy usually create a better legacy. And I think it all starts with clarity. It's, what do you want? What do you want your life to look like? What are you trying to create? Get that picture clear. And what you need to go do tomorrow to make that happen becomes crystal clear, as long as you have that clarity of where you want to go long term. And so we're going to be walking through that this weekend. We're going to be talking about what it looks like to have clarity, what the steps are, what the activities are in your life that are really going to lead to success. And so I encourage everybody, take a moment, decide what you want, and then go to work making it happen. So thank you so much, Kevin, for allowing me to be on your phenomenal show tonight.
Absolutely. It was my honor and my pleasure to have you on with us today. And y'all noticed at the end, right? I went away from the gen drops and I went back. She was knocking us out with the information right there. Those are the power blows right there. So we appreciate having you. Gayle, thank you for the opportunity to help get this word out and this message so people don't miss these opportunities. That's the thing, right? Like, it's one thing when you have knowledge, when you have access, but it's when you share that knowledge or you share that access for others to be able to benefit. That's powerful. And that's what we should be doing. That's how we build our legacy. That's how we help other people to grow. And I appreciate both of you all being on the show and doing the work that you're doing. I know it's going to be an exciting and amazing weekend. So thank you both for being here. All right. Outstanding. All right, y'all. Y'all know what that means. It's time to wrap up. Once again, Kevin Lloyd with ColumbusBlack.com. Check us out at ColumbusBlack.com and sign up on the free, it's FREE, mailing list, right? So you don't miss out on information like you. Those of you that are watching this because somebody else shared it, you could have known about it before they got it. All right. So don't wait till the last minute. Check us out. Don't forget, check us out at venturesuite.co. So if you have an event coming up, you can actually do it here or work from this amazing space right at 780 Mount Vernon. Go to venturesuite.co. Okay. Check us out. And then don't forget to download the Mile app. You can go to mile.com. That's MYLE.com for things to do, places to go, food to eat, or if you need to post, promote, or sell tickets to your events, just mile it and make your life entertaining. Have a good one, everybody. We appreciate y'all. Have a great one and enjoy. Thank you very much. And as always, I'm out of here. All right. Take care, y'all. We're going to wrap it on up. And you know what? Let me see one last thing. You know what? I'll get in trouble if I didn't wrap it up this way because people say, you don't do this on every show. You're supposed to do it. So in order to be more successful in your future, you need to understand a little bit more about your past. That's the reason why we just had Gayle Warren on the show along with Elizabeth Gardner, and we just had a blast. So with that, I'm out. Deuces, y'all. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.